I genuinely feel like I have to keep even saying it out loud. Like every interview, everything I do, when people say, how? I have to give it back to God because it's the only way. It's really my testimony. It's my truth.
Hi everyone, I'm Rosemarie Miller and welcome to Then They Rose. Here we'll be exploring the inspiring journeys of how celebrities, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders overcame adversity and rose to greatness. Today we have the pleasure of hearing from India Love Westbrooks. India is a social media influencer, model, and artist known for her presence across digital platforms. With a passion for fashion and a keen eye for style, she's built a substantial following and made quite an impact in the industry, with some even calling her one of the OG influencers. In this episode, we'll explore her journey, her motives, and what's next. Stay tuned as we dive into the world of India Love Westbrooks. India Love, thank you for joining Then They Rose.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, India, you are the OG influencer. We were talking about that over there. Mm-hmm. I was so influenced when I was a high schooler.
Thank you.
Take us back.
Shoot. It goes back to probably high school for me.
Yeah.
I think I started on Tumblr like 2015. That was like my first platform that I really was known on, I would say. You know, I had a MySpace, but I think Tumblr really took my what is it? I don't like the word fame, but like I'm very known. So it made me a very popular person. So shout out to Tumblr. I still have a Tumblr to this day too.
Yeah.
But I was very popular on the internet in high school. I was getting paid while I was in high school to do posts and just be like a model for different like up and coming brands. So I kind of just organically got into the flow of just being an influencer just simply by being me. And just living life how I wanted to, taking pictures, dressing cool, showcasing that, like showcasing my family is really important. So I think it just organically happened for me that way.
Yes. So even before Tumblr, before you made it, were you thinking to yourself in your bedroom one day, school is cool, but like I need a hobby. I need something else to do. What was it that got you started?
No, I don't think I was thinking. I've never wanted to be an influencer. Like not saying I've never wanted to be one because I'm so grateful that I am one.
Yeah.
But that never crossed my mind. Like, oh, I want to be a celebrity or I want to be an artist or I just simply wanted to take life as it came to me. Like I didn't never really have a set like career goal in mind for myself. I was just like, okay, well, if I did go to college, maybe I'll do psychology. And then it came up to being a senior. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do college. I kind of just want to just see what life throws at me. You know, I kind of just let it happen for me. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was a plan. It was just something that like I just naturally had put myself into, I guess.
So psychology, Why would you have chosen psychology?
I am so interested and intrigued by the way people think and why they think the way they think and just the mind in general. I yearn for understanding of any situation, so I feel like psychology gets down to the root of like understanding the way the mind and things of that sort. So it all goes in that category to me.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have to do a lot of that in the world you live in right now. You're always wondering, I'm sure, what do people want? Like what's their true motive behind what they're doing? How do you typically deal with that?
I typically deal with that through prayer because there's no real way of knowing someone's real intentions until you actually put yourself in it and just go through with it. In a sense, for me, I learn everything more so through experience. So if I pray on it, I know God's going to guide me the right way. And if I really pay attention the way I'm supposed to, but it's really hard to maneuver through a society of people who kind of just have ill intentions or hidden motives in a sense. So you have to be real strategic. I don't really like to waste my time these days. So as soon as I turned like 27, which was last year, I kind of snapped out of the whole like just playing games with life thing and trying to take it more serious. So yeah.
That was the perfect answer. Okay. Prayer
yes,
for one.
Yes, prayer.
Those discernment prayers, now those are something serious.
Yes, they are.
When did your spiritual life, when did you feel like that started growing?
I've always been in church. My mom was a Sunday school teacher, and we went to a church called Maranatha in LA. So I've always really been into church. But I think really for myself, like, I was raised into it, but for myself, I kind of just put myself in that position. I think it was right when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I had got myself a prayer journal on Amazon. I watched the sermon. My mom always has sermons on. I watched the sermon about writing things down and writing it out, making it clear, and that being in the Bible. So I'm like, let me just try it out. So every day after school or every day when I wake up, I would write out my prayer for the day. And I would write out like what kind of place I wanted because I was still living at my parents' house. So let me just, I want a 3-story place. I wanted to have a fireplace. When I tell you I got everything I wrote in that notebook, I'm not even joking. I kept on doing the prayer journal, so that just worked for me, and I seen it happen, for myself in real life.
Oh, I get it. When God don't play about you.
Literally, when God don't play about you.
So you said your senior year in high school, that's when you bought your prayer journal. Did something happen your senior year? I mean, I'm sure you were blowing up on the internet by this point.
Mm-hmm. I had my taste of bullying in middle school. I had my taste of bullying in high school, but like more so on the internet. Just becoming a public figure and being under a microscope so everybody has their own opinion about everything you do. But a lot of people at the high school I went to didn't know that I was known on the internet until like maybe 11th grade, 12th grade is when they started to like catch on. Mm. So I think probably for me is just my own trying to figure me out and knowing that the only way to figure me out is through God and my mom teaching me that. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to end high school. I know I don't want to go to college, but I know I don't want to be a bum and I don't want to not be somebody. So like, let me just ask God to guide me my way. And I feel like it happened perfectly because nothing felt like a job to me. Everything felt like I just organically was being a teenager, taking pictures of myself, showcasing my family. I'm very family oriented. And then everything kind of just started dropping in my lap as far as like from high school, right after high school, maybe a year or two, we did a show on BET, my family and I, called the Westbrooks. Mm-hmm. So it's just like God was aligning a lot of things that I loved about my life, which is my family. Now we get to be showcased on a platform on TV and me taking pictures. I became a model and I get to just take pictures and get money for that. And it doesn't feel like a job. So I think once I knew that the only way for me to figure me out is through God, I kind of like went full-fledged with that.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the bullying you experienced. How did you learn how to navigate that? You were what, 18, 17, 18?
Yeah. When it started, really, it was in middle school. I went to this Christian middle school. No, it was like I think it was a Christian middle school. I don't think it was Catholic. Yeah. It was a Christian middle school. It was in Corona. And that was more so like, how on those movies, everybody's clicked up. They don't accept the new girl that's cute type thing. Mm-hmm. It was given very much that because it's Corona. It's like
Mean Girls.
It was definitely given that. So like I didn't have no friends and they loved the fact that I was isolated and I would see it all over their faces. And like I dealt with like internet bullying. So like I kind of knew how to like navigate through it, which is to not take it so personal and to not put so much attention on it. Yeah. But in the time of middle school, I used to like eat my lunch in the bathroom because the bathroom was like a locker room / bathroom. So they had benches and shit. But I didn't like feeling not accepted, like if that makes sense, in school. So I learned how to just be okay with being by myself. And then like later I learned that like I'm just like a solitary type of person. I like being to myself. I like being like the person that doesn't have to be with everyone or doesn't have to be out all the time with different groups of people. Like I genuinely feel like I was set apart for a reason and I'm one of God's favorites. So I stand with my chest out and my head up at all times.
A lot of people, they can't just sit and be to themselves because what do you start doing? Mm-hmm. You start internalizing everything. You're thinking about everything. Mm-hmm. How did you really learn to become that kind of person? Because that's not easy. Everybody doesn't do that.
I'm still battling with that to this day because I've been living alone since I've been out of high school. But I always, like I had a sister, I had my sister live with me at my first spot. And then my second spot, my sister came. Like I always love to have someone at home with me because I don't even like being at home by myself. I do have my dog. Her name is Bronx. She's my baby. But, like, when I'm home by myself, I start panicking in the sense of, like, I know there's so much I could do. I could organize. I could journal. I could this, I could that. But, like, my mind doesn't like just being by itself. Like, I want somebody to be there to help me navigate through things, if that makes sense. But I also am okay with being by myself. But, like, when it comes to what I yearn for somebody that's, like, my family to be there, or, like, one of my nieces and nephews really, like, feel that for me. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't like being at home by myself. But I navigate through life all the time by myself. I go to the malls by myself. I just, live life. I like going places by myself. Yeah. But I don't like being alone, if that makes sense.
Sounds like you need a husband.
I do need a husband. I do need a husband. Please, Jesus, you heard her. Amen. Yeah.
So what's the love life like right now?
I don't have, my love life is me. I'm very much the love of my life right now. I'm learning how to fall in love with myself, and it is a battle because I constantly want more and different from myself each and every day, but I also have to learn to accept and know that I'm perfect in the way God made me. But it's also so much of life that you could do and change about, yourself, that I always have battles with trying to, like, okay, I want the perfect body, so I got to stay in the gym. Okay, I want my face to be super snatched, so I got to drink a lot of chlorophyll water. Like, I'm always just trying to, like, do shit like that. But as far as my love life goes, I'm not really looking because I feel like I have been a bad judge of character when it comes to me looking, because then it's like, oh, okay, he look good, so I want to, like, see about him, and then it don't be nothing that's supposed to be, like, Yeah. So I want it to come to me, and then by it coming to me, it, like, the only way it'll happen is if I work on myself and I attract better and I do more for myself, so that, like, people of a different caliber and maturity level, can come to me instead of me going to look, because that's not how it's supposed to go.
He who findeth the wife.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
So,
yes.
You say different caliber. Would you date someone who's normal, not in the industry per se?
Yeah, I have in the past. But yeah, I definitely feel like I should now, more so, as I've tried so many times doing different situations. My mom always has this quote that, like, she says, like, you have to find a Mr. India love, like somebody that knows who you are and is just like, like, in that, I feel like she feels like it should be a regular person, in the sense of not too high status people that is like, you're under my shadow, I'm under your shadow, I'm on your time. Like, somebody who knows that, like, I'm kind of the star in this situation. And, like, that's just what it is. So
main character.
Yeah, main character. There you go.
India, you say, all right, I have to work on my body. I have to make sure my skin looks good. How do you make sure your heart looks good?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I make sure my heart looks and feels good through staying grounded and staying grateful. And I'm always eager to do more because I know I have so much to offer the world. But I also, like, make sure my heart is good by making sure that God's in my heart.
Yeah.
And, God is love. That is, like, a real quote. That's a real thing. And to keep your heart guarded, because that's, like, one of the most precious things anyone can have, is just, like, a pure heart. I know I have a pure heart, a big pure heart, and it gets taken advantage of a lot. So just making sure I ask God every day, come into my heart, come into my mind, like, make sure you guide me, and to make sure I'm not going and swaying the wrong way. And it happens for me. It really does. So just staying in the Word and making sure I keep my focus on God, because He guides my every step.
You're very confident.
I am very confident now.
How did you learn how to become so confident?
My sister Bree has a lot to do with my confidence, so shout out to Bree. But I feel like my confidence stems from just knowing how favored I am. Like, without even... Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm just like, I don't see what everybody sees and thinks I'm so perfect and so this, so that. I want my eyebrows to be raised higher. I want my hair to be longer. Like, but I really step outside and get the love from everybody that I don't. So I just know I'm so favored and I'm so like, it's just on me.
Yeah.
You know, it's in me, it's on me, it's all the above. So I just walk with my head high knowing that like it's nothing I can change about. You know how you're just chosen to be who you are? I'm one of those people that's just chosen to be who I am. That's why I'm trying to have my hand in every bag and every category, because I'm here to like, you know, do for others and do for myself, and I want to do it all, honestly.
Yeah. And I really hope the audience perceives this the way you're saying it.
Yeah,
I really do,
honestly.
because I know,
Hope
just from talking to you, I know that you're saying it from a really humble place.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
If you look at your life, you are chosen. You are favored.
No, for real. Like I don't mean that in an arrogant way at all, because I literally had no strategy. You know, I had no strategy. A lot of people are like, you know, like, okay, they really come out with a game plan of what they want to do in life, and they make these strategic goals and set them. And I want to be like that. Don't get me wrong. But like, I really was just on some like, God, please guide me, and I'm going to try. And if I do my, you know, try on my way, on my end, he's going to put together on his end. So I genuinely feel like I have to keep even saying it out loud. Like every interview, everything I do, when people say, how? I have to give it back to God, because it's the only way. It's really my testimony. It's my truth. Like Jesus. I want to say God because there's a lot of different gods. To me, I'm a Christian, so I say Jesus. But yeah, like that's really my truth. So I'm sticking to it. That's it.
I 100. Okay, I say this all the time to my friends. God elevates those who he know will elevate him when they make it, and that's what you're doing.
I agree with that. Oh, I just got chills.
India, me too.
Got chills.
Your life, you've been walking by faith. You've been walking by faith.
I've been walking by faith.
And that's what it means to have a God-sized faith. You don't have a plan. You don't have strategy.
I don't. I don't, and I do, because now I'm getting more strategic. Now I'm getting 28. I'm turning that corner. I'm finna be super grown. So like, okay, now it's like I gotta get serious with my life and actually really try to tackle the goals that I see and want for myself, even if they seem so out of range for me. Because out of range for me, I swear, I was in high school, I didn't have no job at all. I didn't have nothing going on. I said I wanted a 3-story penthouse, condo, or whatever it was, a townhouse, that's what it was, townhouse. I wanted a 3-story townhouse. I wrote this in my journal. I want a fireplace in my room. What rooms do you know really have fireplaces that aren't like houses? Like, and I found me one, and I had a I got a deal with will.i.am. I did music for 4 years back in like 2017, 2016. And like, it just happened organically that way. So it's like, that shit really works. If you get anything from this interview, get a prayer journal, write it out, and like really write out your prayers and see how it manifests.
So let's talk about that TV show y'all had on BET.
Yes.
The Westbrooks. How did that come to be?
It came to be really organically. We didn't even, like, we were actually doing YouTube type of like TV shows where we did our own like kind of reality show on YouTube actually, for a couple of episodes. And then BET reached out to my business email and my Instagram and said they wanted to give my family and I an opportunity to get a reality show on BET. And we were like, yeah, you know, fuck yeah. Like, we were super ready for it. So it really just happened based off me being on my platform and introducing my family on my Instagram. We hopped on YouTube. We did like a small YouTube series / reality show. And then right after that, it happened for us.
So what ended up happening? Because we know it only lasted for 1 season.
Yes.
Why did it end so quickly?
I mean, I don't have the real reason, like, you know, like the real deal reason, but we did have a lot of problems with our production.
Okay.
That was our production crew for the show. We had a lot of issues back and forth with them. So, and I think they fell out with BET, the production crew that we used.
Yeah.
And so we just never circled back after not hearing nothing. My family and I just dropped the ball on it and just never circled back on it. Yeah. So it's kind of on both ends, our fault and their fault in a sense. Nobody's fault. Like, you know, it is what it is. But we're definitely coming back for sure. We're coming back very soon in our own way, and we're going to have, you know, it's going to be better than ever.
So a family affair.
That's family affair. We got 14 nieces and nephews now, okay? My parents have 14 grandkids, so we're expanding, and it's going to be, it's going to be better than ever.
I love how much you love your family.
I do. That's everything to me.
You've been lifting them up since before the interview started.
Yes, I love my family. That's the reason why I am who I am, really. I would be very shy. I'm naturally an introvert. I naturally don't even like speaking unless spoken to, like things of that sort. But I have a lot of life experience, and I have a lot of sisters who fuel me. I have like my family who really believe in me. And even when I have my days where I don't believe in myself, I just call one sister, "Are you serious? Like, you better look in the mirror." Like, it just takes that for me to be like, all right, she's right. Let me just pick it up because, it's not about me. At the end of the day, it's really not about me. Nothing I do in my life is not about me. It's about my consumers and people who follow me and like what they see in me and what I could bring out of myself for them, really.
Yeah. So what do you hope your audience is learning from you?
I hope they're learning. Okay, I want to give you what I know they probably have learned from me.
Yeah.
And then like the real reality of it. So just watching me from probably like a fly on the wall perspective, it looks like they probably learned that, like, I'm a cute girl who took pictures and got popping from having a nice body and a cute face. Not to sound arrogantly, but just surface levelly, how people look at me, and that's how I know. But like, it's way harder than that, and I want them to know that, and I want to be able to be a walking testimony of that, because it's a lot of dead ends to a lot of this. Like, you could be cute and you can get casted to model, and then there's another cute girl tomorrow. Yes. You have to stand out in your own way. You have to be able to push through hate and people who don't want to, even if you're doing good, people still don't want to see you do good. Like, there's a lot of that in this world. So I just hope that they know that it's a marathon, and you have to really believe in yourself. You have to, self-love is really, really important for me. Being able to be a voice for the youth. And if you want to be a voice for the youth, you have to strategically say things and not, be... Cause like I was the girl that just showed off her body a lot, but like I really don't like that. I turned myself around, and now I want to be modest. Now I want to be the girl who, like, it's really about the inside and not the outside. Like, that got me so far. Don't get me wrong, and I do appreciate it, and I am blessed for that. But like, I know that you get further with wisdom. You get further with being helpful and like a servant to others. You get further by having a pure heart and showcasing that, and not just being cute. So that's what I hope they learn from me, maybe.
This is going to be a strange question, but do you feel trapped in your beauty in a way? Like, you're so beautiful that you have to give the people what they're looking for, or else maybe it won't be received well?
I don't feel trapped in my beauty. I think that I am learning a healthy balance of giving the people what they want and showcasing myself in not a way so surface level, in a sense. Because I know what they want, but I also know what I want, and I know it is a way that they can coexist. So that's the pivotal point I'm in my life right now, being 28 years old. Is like, okay, I gave a lot of what y'all wanted, but now it's time for y'all to, whether you like it or not, hear my heart, hear my voice, hear my mind, and what I have to say, and what I want to do with my life, and what kind of character I have, whether you care or not. Like, this is who I am. So this is my journey of showing, and not just, showing through my actions, and not just showing through like pictures. That's all I'm used to, is just pictures.
But believe it or not, I actually think you've been showing it throughout your 20s. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah. You've been walking to the beat of your own drum. In many ways. You changed your style up, okay? And that was very you.
Yes,
that was very you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I think my family, too, is like something that I love that carries through with me. Is like, when people know and see me, they see me for being a family-oriented person, and that makes me who I am, too. So I love the fact that when I become a bigger name for myself, my family does as well, because they're attached to me. Shout out to the Westbrooks. Yeah.
Speaking of family.
Yes.
You want kids?
Yes. I want like 6. 5. I'll be cool with 5.
Okay, body.
Okay. I don't care. I don't care. I'll mess up my body for my kids. I love kids. Like, I'm a kids type of person, okay? Like, I love
5, 6 kids.
5, 6 kids. I have 6 siblings. It's 7 of us all together.
Okay.
So I love the family dynamic. I love having people close knit to me. I love being able to go to school with my sisters. Like, everything about having siblings was amazing to me. We were raised really close knit, so I want that for my kids.
I hope your Boaz hears this,
Yes.
okay? She wants 6 kids.
Yes, I hope they're cool with that, because if they're not, I mean, it's cool. 4 is cool. 4 to 6.
4 is cool. I have never heard that.
4 to 6 for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I thought I was doing a lot with 3. I want 3 kids.
That's cool. That's fair. That's fair.
Especially in a society that, doesn't.
That we live in. Yeah.
Doesn't really want kids.
It's a lot. Yeah. But it's all about your parenting, too. And all of what you soaked up and giving the game to your kids. That's exciting to me. Can't wait for that.
Are you going to raise your kids in LA? Do you want them to be in this life? Do you want to go to the country?
I think wherever I raise my kids at, they're going to be super good, because I have a really good head on my shoulders. And I have a really good team of family that all have been through it all, and support system. So it don't matter if it was in Alaska. My kids will be the most smartest, most mannered kids ever. You heard it here first, okay?
Well, India, tell us what's next for you now that you're 28. You're maturing. What's next?
I am. What's next for me? I have so much coming up, business wise. Yeah. I think that's really where I'm pushing the pedal at for myself, is becoming more of a businesswoman. I'm my biggest critic, so I tried to start a clothing line 5 years ago. Scrapped it, wasted so much money, just because I want the best for what I put out, and I am so hard on myself. So just stepping into that life of becoming a businesswoman, owning multiple businesses. I have one business coming out in a few months called Bonnet and Tie. It's a bonnet line with my best friend. That comes out soon. And then I have a clothing line, my merch line. I have a jewelry line called LA Love that's coming out very soon as well. So just stepping into that bag of becoming a real businesswoman, entrepreneur, a boss, and becoming someone who can create financial freedom for my family. That's really what I want. That's my ultimate goal.
Put it in the prayer journal.
Yes, I will. I'm going to put it on my wall.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, India.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Absolutely.
Yes.